Hoodrich Radio 96.7. The beat is the voice of DJ Scream Moran is here. We got a special guest in the building. He is a legendary actor. Let's give it up for Clifton Powell.
Absolutely.
On Hoodrich Radio.
Welcome.
I'm going to be honest, bro. I do this long list of people that I want to interview, that I aspire to interview. And I think I was sitting down watching one of your many classic movies, and in my head, I just assume I'll never get to interview, and now here you are. So welcome, bro.
Man, you gotta thank this guy right here. This is Quest. This is the producer.
Quest. Big shout out to Quest. Big shout out to Quest.
What's going on, everybody out there?
All right.
I'm doing a movie with him called Juug Gone Wrong. So
everybody's been hearing about it.
Gotta thank him because I was just at the house chilling.
Okay.
Is your pocket talking?
Huh?
Is your pocket? You hear that?
Oh, is that?
It's all good. Don't worry about it. Money moves. It's all good.
Your pocket dollars.
Yeah, that's what I got off this iPhone. This iPhone be calling dead people.
Hey, the iPhone
it's
does
all good, man.
The iPhone does whatever
My aunt
it wants.
passed away 10 years ago. She called me last night.
Oh, wow.
Oh, gee.
I didn't know the iPhone could do that, too.
This iPhone thing just be having mind its own, bro.
Absolutely. So how does it feel for you to still be out here in the acting game?
Man, I just feel so blessed to be able to still be working at this stage in my life and never really planned for this part of my career. I never, when you first start, man, you don't really think about getting old in the business. I tell everybody I really didn't have a plan, so it's all just a blessing to me to be, working actor at this point.
Absolutely. Congratulations.
How does it feel to have the resume that you have under your belt, man? Like, I feel like a lot of people give me accolades for doing, thousands of mixtapes, but I feel like you've done every movie, especially if it's an urban movie that matters.
Yeah.
Well, early on in my career, I really never really thought I didn't have a plan, and I never really thought, well, if one, I wanted to be a football player, so I never really wanted to be an actor. And sometimes, when your steps have already been ordered, that's just what you're going to find your way into. And, so early on, I didn't have a plan, so when I did Rock and I did Menace and Dead Presidents and South Central and Tour of Duty, House.
Are there any type of roles?
Let me finish the list, but because I want to answer your question. I really, I was just an actor working, booking shows. I didn't think about what the impact would have on people, or I didn't think about really what I was doing. I was just a working actor, so now you look back 25, 30 years later, I've done so many shows, Moesha, the Parkers. So really it's just, all of us came out of New York, Sam, Denzel, Angela Bassett, myself, just to work as actors, never thinking about being, famous, That's what it is. It's
good problems.
Great. Yeah. Are there any type of roles that you haven't got to play yet? Like maybe I don't know. You've done a lot of movies. I can't remember all your roles, but are there any roles that you would like to play? Like maybe
I read this book by Richard Wright. I think it's called A Man That Lived Underground. I like to do that movie. As a movie, this guy lived in the sewer system, and I don't know why. I got to go back and read the book. Not exactly sure how he ended up there, but he lived in the sewer system, and he had electronic stuff hooked up.
What you mean, like
underneath this? Well, I don't know if it's a true story, but it's Richard Wright is a well-known African American writer from back in the Harlem Renaissance days, and it's just an interesting story. But I've done, I played Dr. King in a movie. I've done doctors and lawyers, and and then I think lately I've done a lot of urban stuff. But early on, I did, all the shows. I did House. I did NYPD Blue. I did some of the Practice. I did a High Incident. All of those are big white crossover shows. I did what's the movie? Deep Rising with Treat Williams. Had a lot of crossover stuff. I did a show called Ryan Caulfield Year One that did something. So early on in my career, I did a lot of crossover stuff that just didn't make it. Like Ryan Caulfield Year One was a big cop show that only lasted 6 episodes. It just didn't catch on. And I did this thing called Simon, which I was the only brother on the show, but it just didn't catch on. So I don't really separate movies and television. I don't separate white shows from black shows. It's just all acting to me. So when somebody say, well, you do a lot of urban movies, I just do movies.
Word.
I do black movies, white movies, Latin movies, Asian movies, biracial movies, albino movies. I don't care. I'm an actor. So I think people have a tendency to just put actors in a box, like you're a black actor. No, I'm an actor. I'm a black person.
Right.
Word.
But I'm an actor.
But I want to ask you, because they were debating this on social media one day, do you think that there's a fair pay scale for high-end African-American actors as opposed to maybe some actors of other races?
Hollywood.
Do you feel like if you would accomplish what you've accomplished in someone else's skin, it would be a different pay rate?
Well, you know, this is a male-dominated business. It's never going to be fair. It's white men run this business, and there's a lot of isms in this business. It's never going to be fair until we demand that it is fair, whether it's white women and black women or black men and white men. And, you know, if you're not a star, there's a lot of movies that I've done that they wanted a black star for, that they were not interested in me. But I came in because I'm so prepared. I give you an example. When I did Selma, Lord Selma, when I played Dr. King, they had a star name in mind, not my name. And they didn't want to pay me, and I turned it down. But then my manager said, I think you really need to do this. It's going to be a high-profile movie. And consequently, they bumped it for something else. It's real political. So you get what you negotiate, but I don't ever approach any of it like it's going to be fair. You know, I've had African-Americans knock my prices down.
Wow.
So, I mean, I'm not the person to ask about fairness because I do a lot of backdoor deals. You know, because what happens when you make it or you made it, you get to a certain point, people call you, oh that Negro, I guess he too big now, so he can't do, he want $20,000 for the week, where you going to use my name and make $100,000. Right. But if I say I want 20 for the white weight, I mean, we can go somewhere else, then go somewhere else, but pay me what I'm worth, but I never get what I'm worth. You know, you get what you negotiate. And it's a lot of dimensions to the answer to that question. Is it sexist? Yes. Is it there's still racism in Hollywood? Yes. Is there still other ageisms? Yes. But it's getting better, and women have to demand equal pay. And if I'm a man, I'm going to try to pay you what I think you're worth, because I don't see color, I don't see sex, I don't see race, I don't see any of that. I see you're an artist and you need to get. But Hollywood's not that way. But it's changing. You know, we're getting rid of some of those old men, mostly white men that run Hollywood, and it's more diverse. You would never have so many shows like this on TV.
Yeah, you see the award shows changing too.
And they're trying, you know. So I'm never going to bash Hollywood, but I still say we got to keep pushing for equality. In every genre, women are not paid what men are paid. Yeah. In every genre, black men are not paid what white men are paid. And you can walk away. I'll walk away. You know, if you're not paying me what I feel like I'm worth, depending on what I think I'm going to get from it, I just walk away. A lot of times people are not in positions to walk away. So
absolutely. Sometimes
I think what Steve was trying to say, Steve Harvey, was you got to sometimes take what you can get and then you flip it. It's weird.
You got to get a seat. Yeah, you got to get a seat at the table. That's where my whole conversation this year, when people were talking about whoever, Jay-Z, Steve Harvey, whatever the case is, I'm like, but they have seats at the table to at least try to negotiate on our behalf. Try. That doesn't mean that the negotiation will end on whoever's terms, but it's worth the effort, in my opinion.
Hey, listen, bro. I just think we got to wake up. This is a racist country. They don't like gays. They don't like Jews. They don't like homosexuals. They don't like transgenders. The people that run this country are Midwestern white men politicians. There's never been a black female. We need a black female president, or a white female that know how to. My sister, she was the president. She balanced the budget and to give her like an hour. The budget
right.
And it ain't gonna be all the rest of this nonsense. So we have to understand the history of Hollywood. One, we have to understand the history of America, and understand that America, the America that I know, I grew up in, is different than what you guys experienced. True. I grew up in the 60s in the civil rights movement, you know, and I still have a hard time with any kind of isms on any set that I'm on, but it's growing. So at least now we're at the table. Back in my day, we weren't at the table, and they wouldn't let you in the table and would tell you, N-I-G-G-A, you ain't sitting at the table. So what you gonna do? You know, so I measure progress. Am I satisfied? No. I think as African American men, when we get in positions of power, we got to hire people that look like us and females, black, white, Latino, Asian, because we know how tough it is for females to get through. Mm-hmm. It's a male-dominated business, Hollywood, but it's growing. So this is a complicated question. So don't nobody call in on me.
Word. No, I feel like everything.
I'm for equal rights for everybody.
That's real.
Absolutely.
That's real. Because I feel like everything that you said, as far as like having people that look like us, is a great way to segue into this movie that y'all doing. Because you got your producer here with you. Say, what was your name again, sir? Quest. So how did the two of y'all meet? Like, how did y'all link up?
Oh yeah. Well, we was starting the film. I think we started in 2017, and I got with my casting director, and I just wanted Clifton. I wanted to work with him.
Of all people,
film.
why Clifton? Yeah. Why him of all people?
Legend, OG. You know what I'm saying? Street certified.
And he makes you believe the role.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Pink, from Pinky to Pinky is a real person.
Yeah. So once you see him, once you see his face in the film, instant credibility.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Instant credibility. And you can't buy that. You really can't buy it. You could probably ask him his price, but you can't buy what he gonna bring to the table. You see what I'm saying? So it's almost like he's doing you a favor, accepting your money. You know what I'm saying? That's just straight up.
And tell us a little bit about the movie Juug Gone Wrong and Clifton's role in the movie.
Well, all right, Juug Gone Wrong, it's about two cousins, both on pharmacists, one of them legally, one of them illegally. And the way me and Clifton plays the original pharmacist. He's a black pharmacist, owned his own pharmacy for years. His wife passed, and he's trying to just go be a granddad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I've been working at this at the pharmacy for years, and he entrusted me to try to come up with the money to buy it. And you know, I get with my street cousin. You know what I'm saying? And we come up with something, a little illegal jug to come up with the money, but it go wrong. So you know what I'm saying? And that from that point,
Is that something that you can relate to, Clifton?
Yeah.
Well, you know, the funny thing is I've met a pharmacist like that in New York City, and you know, when you in the hood, man, like, you know, I grew up in the hood. It's a whole nother culture. It's a whole nother life, and sometimes you don't have health coverage. My father had a 4th grade education. My father never went to the bank. I never saw my father take out a loan. My father hid his money under his mattress. I never knew if my dad got sick if he went to the hospital. But I know he didn't have health coverage. He barely had life insurance when he died. So this guy has a pharmacy right in the middle of the hood, and whether we think it's illegal or legal, you know, he does most of his business, 99% is legal. But if Pookie come in and Pookie need some Biaxin for his allergies acting up and he got a chest cold and he don't have a prescription, I'm probably gonna give it to him. And I charge him, if it costs $150, I might give it to him for $50.
Right.
So that's the kind of pharmacy this guy runs, but is legitimately a pharmacist. So when he called me and he sent me the script, I was like, I ain't never played that kind of guy. You know, I don't know the first thing about mixing medicines and stuff.
You'll be part of the new Obamacare.
Right. So it's really kind of touching about him passing it over to this young man who really ain't a street guy. He's just a guy who wants to go into the pharmacy business. But he gets with his cousin who's street, and you know, when he needs that money, he turns to desperate measures. But he doesn't turn to it right away. So I thought it was a lot of heart to the story. You know?
Wow, interesting.
Absolutely. So where can everybody check out Juug Gone Wrong?
It's on iTunes right now, Google Play, and Amazon Prime.
Okay.
You can check it out right now. And we got the screening tonight at the Hollywood Regal.
Okay.
It's free to come out. Hollywood Regal's Chambly.
Chambly.
Yeah, it's free.
Who are some of the cast members?
Yeah, Jamal Woolard, Gravy, played Notorious Big. We got Vanessa Simmons, growing up hip hop, run daughter. Carly Red, we got Carly in it. Chick named Jessica Ryan. Yeah, she's from Detroit. She plays in Plug Love. I don't know if y'all saw Plug Love, but she plays the star in Plug Love. So it's a good cast, you know what I'm saying? Like,
okay. Would there be a part 2? Is it one of the movies that warrants a part 2? Or does it end with
It could possibly be a part 2.
Could be a part 2.
It's possible.
Another Juug.
Yeah, another Juug Gone Right this
DJ
time.
Scream.
Yeah,
there you go. All right.
Got to put Scream in it. Got to.
Nah, that's what it is, man. Hey, another Juug Gone Wrong. Clifton, man, we appreciate you coming to Hoodrich Radio, man. It's an honor. Before you ride out, please, we like to always give the young and upcoming creators some motivation if they kind of down and out or they not motivated. So take the floor and do that for us, please.
Kill yourself.
Kill yourself.
No, I'm
joking.
Kill yourself. I heard a comedian. I was at a comedy club. Comedian said, I was like, yo, Bryce, man, I'm just teasing, man. No,
you don't have to deal with nothing, though, so you think.
Don't listen to me. I'm stupid. You can't always repeat what comics say, though. You know, but let me just say this. If you are coming into this business, it may be a joke, but this business will take your heart from you. And if we look at Stacey Dash today, who got arrested, she just posted that she doesn't have enough money to get a lawyer.
Wow.
They had an article about Nicole Murphy saying she was broke, and she set up that whole thing. So these are my friends and people I know, and I don't know Stacey personally, but she's an artist. You know, I've been her company. You know, I know my trials and tribulations I've been through. So I know I was joking when I said that, but if you don't take care of your mind in this business, you can lose it. So make sure you train, make sure you learn about, one of the things I respect about this brother here, and I know this is, it's so much stuff in my head I want to share, this guy knows finance. So people want to know, well, how did you end up in this movie? You doing another little B-list movie? No, this guy's a businessman. And he used me for 2 days. Somebody said, well, why you deal with them? Because I give back. No matter what people think, I don't care. I lived in Hollywood. I made it through, you know. I'm blessed, but I still got to give back because I'm a hood cat and I come from the hood. But this guy does great business and learn the business of the business. Learn about credit. Learn about money. Go to a career counselor and put together a plan. Don't just jump out of this business because you see somebody do a skit on Instagram and you think they're going to make it. It's one thing to break through, but it's another thing to sustain and sustain a career. So get your training and keep your faith because it's a tough business. And, you know, you can have, I always tell actors, and I'll stop here, start well and finish well. Because a lot of entertainers, if you look at the history of Hollywood, didn't finish well. Black and white, you know, and male and female, straight and gay, it doesn't matter. So, you know, I know I was joking, but this business, you can lose your mind doing this. I almost lost my mind, so I know. I came down here, I had $100 in my pocket. I lost everything through my divorce. I don't talk about it because I lost $5 million, and I almost lost my mind. And I know I was joking. So if you think I did it and I didn't have a plan, I didn't have a plan. I was just working, and I didn't handle money. I didn't handle my personal life. I didn't have my personal business. I had a lot of people that I thought loved me around me who were waiting for me to fail. We were just talking about that. So as I was joking, I'm a testament that you got to have faith. You got to hold on. You're going to hit rock bottom at some point, but don't stay down and get back up. It's a tough challenge.
Wow.
Absolutely. Real gems.
Necessary.
Clifton Powell, man.
Very necessary.
Necessary. So this thing is so deep, man, that I was telling before we left that we should do a seminar, man, because it's so much stuff that I've learned that nobody helped me understand. I had to kind of go through it so that I could share with the young actors. And one thing I'm going to say about this guy and his crew and this cat right here, this is the third time we've seen each other, he listens, man. You know, a lot of folks come to me, they don't listen. When you come to Michael Jordan, you got to listen to him about basketball. You can't talk to him about riding no skateboard. You know, so anyway, much love to y'all, man.
Much love, man. Y'all check out the movie, and big shout out to Clifton Powell's 96.7 The Beat, Hoodrich Radio.
Hoodrich.